Hi, I'm Rick Lenore. I'm with MRW Lawns Incorporated. You know, here at MRW Lawns, we feel it's important for us to provide our technicians with the best possible training and knowledge and tools available in the industry so that we get the very best results out there on your lawn. Well, that's only half of the story. The other half is your part. You need to do your proper watering and your mowing. You can't do that unless you have good equipment in which to do that with. Okay, and part of having good equipment is maintaining that equipment and keeping it working properly so that it doesn't break down on you when you need to mow or other things. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you what you need to do to maintain your equipment and what needs to be done to start here in the springtime to your lawn tractor. Your lawn equipment is only as reliable as your maintenance. So today we're going to show you how to start your equipment up properly for the springtime. Okay, there's 5 things that we're going to do today. First of all, we're going to change the oil in the filter. Second, we're going to change the spark plugs. Third thing is going to be to change the fuel filter. And then the fourth thing, we're going to change the air filter. To start off, we're going to start our engine. We're going to let it run for 5 minutes. Okay, first thing that we want to do when we're starting to change the oil here, my engine's nice and warmed up so that the engine is thinned. I'm going to take my oil pan, I'm going to put it down underneath it here. And in an effort to try to keep the oil from going all over the floor, I'm going to use this funnel here. Now here's the plug for the oil. Now I should be able to just take that off and unscrew it like so and let the oil drain. Okay, while my oil is draining over here, I'm going to take my oil filter off. This black thing under here is the oil filter. So I'm going to get my tool. This is an oil filter wrench. I'm going to get my tool in there. I'm just going to gently turn the oil filter wrench. Turn the oil filter until I can turn it by hand. And you're going to get a little bit of oil here, but there's not much that you can do about it. Your oil filter comes off like so. When you get your new oil filter, put a little bit of oil into the filter, and then take your finger and moisten with oil the gasket around the outside of the oil filter. Okay, and then we're simply going to just take our oil filter and we're going to screw it on. Now it's important to have it snug, but you don't have to get it really tight. And now we're going to put the oil cap back on after all of our oil has drained out. We're going to fill the crankcase now with oil, and my owner's manual says that my machine should take 2 quarts of oil. I'm going to check it to be sure. Alright, so that's my 2nd quart of oil. And we're going to check it. Let it drain down there a little bit. And as you can see, I've got it to the full mark. Okay. So then we're going to screw that down, make sure things are tight. Just make sure that we've got everything on there. And we'll go ahead and start the engine again. The next part, we're going to change the spark plugs. Okay. Now, in my kit, my NGK spark plugs came pre-gapped, okay? But if you want to check it, you can get a feeler gauge and you can check it, okay? You're going to need a 13/16 or check the size of your spark plug. Spark plugs are located here. I'm just going to pull this boot off, okay? And the spark plug should turn to the left. Very easy. Once you get it to a certain point, okay. All right, I'm going to put my boot back on my second spark plug. Next step, fuel filter. Right? Fuel filter is really important. If this gets clogged up, your engine's never going to run right. So it's really important to change this once or twice a year, actually. So what we have this is your fuel line, and you want to pull these clips, one clip up here and one clip on the other side, remove the hose, and then just remove the gas filter. Kind of be careful, there's some gas inside of there. And your new one, you'll notice that there is an arrow at the bottom here. That arrow should always be pointing towards the engine. Okay, so we're going to take it, my arrow's pointing this way. We're going to push it down in, and we're going to reattach putting my hose clamps back in place. And we're done. We have a new fuel filter.
Go ahead.
If you look at that fuel filter, you can see that it's got some impurities and things in it, and pretty soon this isn't going to be good. So it's good that we changed it.
Yep.
Last but not least, we're going to change the air filter. You know, your engine needs two things to run properly. It needs fuel and it needs oxygen to burn. Your air filter cleans the air that goes into the chamber. So my air filter is right here underneath this manifold. So I'm going to unscrew these clips. I'm going to open it here, and this is my air filter. John Deere is really neat because they give you thumb clips for these hose clamps, and they're very, very easy to take off. So I'm going to just unscrew it here. You can see it's loosening up. And I should be able to just pull it out. Okay, now it's got a little bit of dirt to it. This air filter really doesn't look all that bad. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change it anyway. And I'll put this up in the cabinet for use later on. Got my new one over here. It comes with the air filter element itself and a pre-cleaner, a foam pre-cleaner. We're going to put the pre-cleaner over the top of the element. And then we're going to reattach to the hose. And tighten down my hose clamp. My manifold cover back on. and we're ready to go. Now, the last thing that we need to do is sharpen our mower blades, and it's best to take that to a dealer to have them sharpen the mower blades before you start mowing. Now we're all set, ready to go for the new season.